In this video, I'm going to show you how to import assets into your Premiere Pro CC project. And like anything you do in Adobe software, there are a few ways that you can accomplish that. I'm going to start with the easiest way, and maybe you'll just want to stop watching there. The way that I import assets or video files or files into my Premiere Pro project is really quite simple, and you can see this is my project window down here. Now you also have a media browser, libraries, info effects, and more if you click on this arrow. We can extend that. We can move our workspace around as much as we want while we're working in Premiere Pro, and if we ever want to reset our window, we can just go workspace, editing, reset to saved layout, and it'll just go right back. But I'm gonna give us a little more space, and you see you have these other alternative windows down here instead of just the project window. But the quickest way to import your assets is to simply double click in your project panel here. So I double click and it opens up a window where I can now navigate to the folder where I have my digital assets saved. And this is the Shafter project where everything is. Here are my audio assets, so I can go in and grab those, or I can just select the folders where I have my images. Maybe I'll just bring them all in at once. I'll do a shift click and I can maybe bring all those bins in. Bins is the term we use for folders when working in Premiere Pro. So anytime you want to create a new folder, what you actually have to do is go File, New, Bin, and that'll create a new folder there. So there you go. I simply double-clicked and imported my my files, and I imported them as I had them already organized. Now I could create another hierarchy or another level to this by going and creating that new bin and saying photos or stills, what have you, and then I can move all of those into my photos just so I'm keeping that nice and clean down here. Okay, now I have to bring in my audio files, so I'm going to show you a different way. If you can't remember just to double click on the project panel, of course you could also just go File, Import, and you get that import window. So those are essentially the same thing. File import or double clicking in your project window will give you that import panel here. But there's a whole nother way by using what's called the media browser in Adobe Premiere Pro CC. I can actually go in here and navigate to it's going to take a bit to get to my folder because of the folder structure, but eventually you'll see I can use the media browser to navigate to those audio files, and here they are. And now once I'm here in my media browser, here I'm just going to make that a bigger window. I can go through and decide which ones I want to import. I'm not going to import all of these because you certainly don't need to use all of these for your project, but I may select a couple. Now what I have is I have some options. I can right click or control click and just click import, and I will import the selected file. Or I can click and drag into my project panel, and that will also import. So I have some options about how I import things. I can double click, I can do file import, or I can use the media browser to locate my files, and then a right click will allow me to import them, or a click and drag into my project panel will also allow me to import my files.